I will join second.
So these people are wearing a governance call. I think it takes a little time to come here. Shall we start, guys? Okay, let's start with intentions, distractions, and start with myself. Yeah, I'm fully here, I'm not distracted. Just we have planned to, review our sprints, sprint number 11, and demo what we did have during this sprint, where it's finished, where it's in progress, and also for trace and IO. And after that, we're gonna groom some issues, verification process that I presented to Ashley and all of you, and we want to make it, finished to go through the sprint, and also security issues that we found during that, survey. And after that, try to plan for both IO and Giveth next. I think IO is a little bit clear because all of things that we have right now, we can plan it for our next sprint. And but we have to have a little talks about trace for next sprint. And yeah, these are my intentions and this is our agenda here for this meeting. I just for intentions and distractions, pass it to Mohammed.
Hey guys, my intention is to demo what I did in the last sprint and getting update what other people did. And my distraction is we saw a bug just a few minutes ago, and it distracted me a little. I pass it to Amin.
Hi, I'm so excited to have we have merged the calls from two teams, and yeah, and my intention is to see how it goes and how we can plan for the rest of the sprint. And I guess it will be better for our integration and yeah, managing all things in managing all resources in one call. I pass it to Matthew.
Hey guys, so yeah, I'm really interested merge between IO and Trace and do some planning with you guys. That's basically it. I'll pass it to Ashley.
Hey, my intention is just to kind of check in. And last call we talked about like project verification, cross-platform, and how the integration goes forward, what's possible, and like what kind of steps we need to take. So just to kind of check in and see where we're at with that. That's my intention. I don't have any distractions. I'm here, so I will pass it to Lauren.
Hey. Yeah, my intentions are just to sync up, listen to you guys, and I'm a little bit distracted by just making tweets right now, but I'm listening. I'll pass it to Grip.
Yeah, my intention is just to hang out. See, I also love the marriage. Also love the framing of that union between these two groups. And yeah, just hanging out. I'll pass it to. Ooh, did everyone go? Monique?
Ramin.
Ramid, okay.
Hi everyone, I'm feeling pretty good today, and I'm going to show you some improvements and some new features that we added to the Giveth trace. Yes, thank you. I will pass it to Monique.
Thank you, guys. We just let's have a review for our sprints, and let me share my screen. That's what we've planned and what we did. Sorry. This is our board here for sprint 11. And there are some stuff in code review. We added, for example, I think 10 issues in blog and ops. We had, we added 2 locked issues here, and we left 3 issues in progress, and we just have enough time to start or end these 3 issues here in a sprint backlog. But I know that work on this issue, but I'm not pretty sure that it's finished or not.
Yeah, it should be in test, put it in the UAT test. Sorry, I forgot to move it to another part.
Yeah, if we take a look at our burn down chart for last sprint, and if we assume that our done pipeline is the finished work issues here, we just plan for 60 story point, because we have not have Amin during this sprint. We added about 20 story points during the sprint, and but we just ended with 66 story points done. That is a good performance, according to our resources, because we don't have fully here in our sprint. I think this is a good performance. And let's start with you
can change the trigger to UAT test, because it will include the bridge.
If we do it, even if we think that the code review is done, we have 71 story points done, and it's a good stat. Compared to our last sprint that we have more of Amin, we reached 100 story points. It's a little bit decreased, but it's very okay according to our resources that we have. So let's start with the demo. I would like Ramin start. Would you please?
Yes. Let me share my screen. Do you have my screen?
Yeah.
We completely redesigned the donate button, the donate modal that Marco designed, and also we refactored the code to improve the performance when changing changing networks. And this is the new look. And also we changed the process how the user unlock his wallet for the token. now my wallet has been unlocked before, so this is the it shows the donate button. But if the first time the user wants to the first time user tries to donate with Minimi token, it will show it will be shown here the approve button that that will grant access to the token, and then after clicking once, after that it will show the donate button, and
Really?
we don't need to ask him.
Well, I can let you. I want to make sure to talk about the approve button if you get a chance at the end of this.
Okay, yes. And also we completely changed the edit profile section.
Ramin, can I interrupt you? Can you please demo us a approve process here, because everybody here.
Unfortunately, I cannot remove access because we haven't. We should design a button in the profile menu, because we ask him infinite access once, but we remove the clear access button. But if you let me a couple of minutes, I will clear the access manually, and then I will show you. I can show you again the approve process.
Exactly. Thank you. Please let us know.
It doesn't need.
You can also use a new account on MetaMask Navigator. That's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let me create a new account and.
Copy address.
I think I should send some token to it.
Yeah. And if. And send some ETH to Ethereum. You need some Ethereum on Robson to donate. You hear me?
Ethereum doesn't need approve. I think we need tokens.
No. You want to make a transaction on a new account, you don't have any Robson Ethereum.
You'll need it for gas.
Yeah, for the gas price.
But you also don't need to make the transaction if you can get it going. Will it block it? Will Giveth actually block the transaction if you don't have gas? I think MetaMask will.
The send button. Simply press the send button. Yeah.
Actually, well, no. I was gonna say I'm already demoing it over here, but I can't really share screen very well because I'm on my phone.
I can demo it too.
Yeah, you can now go to donate. With new account actually. You have not connected your wallet, Ruby, have you? Yeah, you have.
Meanwhile, the Rami is going to do
I
it
think
again.
I don't have a minimum token. The transaction failed. I don't know why the transaction.
It's okay. You know, what I'll say is I demoed it on my side, and there's I understand the desire to have just one approve button, and many dApps do it, but also many of those dApps are actually fully decentralized. And one of the differences with our dApp is that the bridge is not decentralized. So technically, by giving this universal approval, that means that the bridge can pull money out of anyone's account who does it. And our Giveth multisig has the ability to upgrade the bridge into whatever contract we want. So this is a very clear method of stealing people's money, to get them to approve the Giveth bridge and then add a function to the Giveth bridge that just allows us to take money out of their account. And I wouldn't feel comfortable giving them only that choice to trust us on the Giveth bridge. And that's why in the current flow, the infinite approve or approved just for this transaction options are there. And it's not true in other dApps, but other dApps are actually fully decentralized. Like, you can approve them without fear. But that's not the case for our bridge. So it's not even like, obviously I have infinite approve on the Giveth bridge. But I feel like someone could come around and be like, this is a huge problem, and actually make us look really bad for making that choice.
So what's your opinion? Shall we remove it at all, or we just...
Honestly, I think it's really important to give the user the option to do infinite approve or approve just this transaction.
Yeah. So I guess we should talk, we need some design from Marco for this purpose.
Yeah.
We should not do from ourselves. You are right. Basically, you're right. It's such, we haven't used to see that button any place, Till now, I haven't seen any place to give me opportunity to opportunity between infinite loans and finite loans. So we don't have enough idea. I don't have enough idea about how to design and implement that button.
Well, there's an old issue that was designed off of 1inch that used to give that option, and that issue is still there. And that's and we have how it's currently designed as well.
Yeah. Thanks, Griff, for this. I will go and discuss it, and we have a talk and change it. And Ramin, I can demo. If everyone wants to see the process, I can go to my stream, and you can see there's a bar here. When I click on approve first, it goes to just the infinity approve. And when I confirm, it's and my transaction is finished. This pending button just changed to done it button, and there is all. You can go forward, Rami.
Yes. And now here, as Monique showed, we have approve button here, and we ask the user once, and after user clicks approve, we will give him he will give us infinite access, and we won't ask him again for the allowance. Yes, and also the edit profile is completely redesigned. All components are implemented with AND, and the class-based, the component was class-based, and we changed it to hook-based. Also, the look is a little changed to have a better UX, I think. And in the changing user role, we have some minor changes here. And the other thing I wanted to show is the new manage menu, the new manage menu that I showed it in the last week, but I wanted to show it again, that in the profile menus, my donation, my delegation, my communities, we show this menu to the user. Yes, thank you. I will pass it to Monique.
Thank you, Ramin. Mohammed, can you go, please? You're muted, Mohammed.
Do you have my screen? Okay. So, Giveth said that the ring beads block size has been increased, and we want to research to see what happens and what we can do. For this purpose, I donated from 20 accounts to a trace, and to a community. Sorry, to a campaign, and from campaign and delegated to Teres. So the 20 money goes from 20 pledge to Teres, and it works. And it works. We can see the ring transaction here. It's for the it's for delegating, and another for collecting. So as you see, we changed the limitation from 10 players to 20 players.
So, Holly, can you send links to that in one of the dev channels or something?
Oh yeah. I put it.
The Etherscan links. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
or is it maybe to you? I don't know.
I put it in the Giveth trace dev. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Giveth, how much the block is increased in the size? It's become double.
We need to do some research. Yes, it's become double the size. However, I don't fully understand what it takes for these transactions to go through, because now the way the block size limit works has completely changed. Now the goal is to target blocks that are only half full. So instead of filling the block all the way, the goal of the miner, like the way the miner chooses what transaction go in a block, is determined in a different way. And I don't fully understand what that is, but I do know the block size has doubled. So we need to do some research and testing like you guys just did, which is awesome.
Yeah, because if we are eligible to make bigger transactions, maybe we can try bigger numbers. We have tried 20 before. It was 10 players involved. Now 20 are involved. And if you want to, for instance, test 30, 40, it's time consuming. But I guess 20 is enough. It also includes the delegation. In delegation, we can involve 20 players right now. Before that was 10.
Okay. So the next thing I want to show, it's a technical and operational work. We Dockerized our Feathers application, and in every CI/CD job we create Docker images and we use the Dockers. It's more cleaner and it's good to have Docker. Every time we push, a Docker image will be created in the Feathers Giveth package. Feathers Giveth package containers, and if we want to roll back our application, if everyone want to bring up a Feathers instance, he just should pull our Docker image. And if we want to roll back, we can use another version of Docker image, and it was for 4 days ago, it was for 7 days ago, and we can roll back easily. So it was technical, and we implemented Swagger. I showed it last week, but I show it again. We have our all APIs documentation here, so everyone can use it. We can easily call every that we want, and it's good for communication between backend and frontend. Or for example, I sent an API endpoint address for Mato. Now I can send him the Swagger address. He would easily see the endpoints, for example, campaigns. And if you want to get verified campaigns, you just can use it here. And he will get the verified campaigns. It's very good for sending API to someone. And another thing that another thing that we implemented in the Feathers was the sending more Sentry exceptions and reports. For example, if we call the CoinGecko or CryptoCompare or blockchain node and we didn't get the response, we send it to Sentry and crash report, and Sentry will email to us and we will notify as soon as possible. And another thing that we did was the changing segment analytics events a lot more. Mitch wanted a lot of request changes, and I implemented that. For example, when we want to donate, we wanted value Ethereum and project owner name, project owner email, and lots of fields that Mitch says it was good to have it, and I implemented that. And we had another tiny bugs. It was when we creating the campaigns, by default Feathers says the co-owner user address as co-owner address. I mean, the owner address and co-owner address are the same when the creation. I changed it, and after create the trace, after create the campaign doesn't have co-owner address, and this button will change to set co-owner address instead of change co-owner address. And after if we change it. Then after that, it becomes to change co-owner. And some tiny bugs I fixed. It was my demo. I'll pass it to Monique again.
Thank you, Ahmed. I would love to pass it to Mato. Mato, are you here? Can you have a review, please?
Yeah. But do you want me to? I mean, should we discuss something about the integration, or to be honest, the last week I didn't make much improvements or news on the development. We can discuss some about it, but I don't have any updates or something to show. I just got to list all of the projects. I am still trying to make the new interface for them in IO, but that's it.
So if the you can say your all of the issues from the beginning of the sprint. I'm not mentioning the last sprint. We just planned for lots of them. If you have any updates here, we're here. If you're not, I can continue.
No, we have to continue because actually the board is the same as it was last week, so it's not much that we have to mention. So please continue.
Okay, thank you. And I mean, do you have anything to add about the bridge or something?
The code of the bridge is so legacy, and it used to compile the smart contracts to obtain the ABI and smart contract details to interact with them. I removed that part and just keep the static files of the compiled ABI. So if the smart contracts are changed, we can just change that ABI files. It's something technical. So, now we can upgrade the bridge. It was using Node 8 or 10 most at the maximum level, but now we can use Node version 14. And also, I added the support for Sentry. That's
for all of the parties here in the meeting. The issue was to add a Sentry to bridge to have better monitoring over it if it's crash or if it has some malicious performance or no something bad happened. We instantly know about it, and that was that's Amin was talking about.
We have as part of our technical debt, we have to upgrade our package, upgrade our dependencies. The most dated ones were to bridge. It wasn't touched for a long time. Matter dependencies and I upgraded that. I hope we can upgrade other packages to cover the epic of the security and maintenance. Also, I wanted to discuss with Griff about an issue. I don't know how when do we will find will we find time in future to upgrade our smart contracts. For instance, we started everyone can create a giver for any user. I like to limit it to the user himself can only create a giver in the Bridge or our bridge be eligible, not a random person. I don't know. Maybe we should have time to revise some of smart contracts implementations. Although we had still an issue in the money was delegated. The money which is stuck and cannot normalize and develop. We may have some session to talk about it, some call to talk about it. The money was, if I remember, it was from a DAG delegated to some. I should check that again. But maybe we should in future, if we want to onboard many users, we should think about the smart contracts revised. That's fine. Yeah. That's the money.
I think that until we have funding from the Give economy, we shouldn't even start that process because we can't finish it.
Yeah, right.
However, I totally agree. Let's once we have the ability, once we have the resources to finish a revision of the bridge, which we really need to do, and rewrite it to have the functionality that we desire, then we can then we can also start launching the bridge on other chains and other things. It's an important. It's blocking a lot of the advancement of Trace. So it's really critical, but it's blocked by the Give economy, I would say.
Yeah. In future, we should talk about it.
Thank you.
We should onboard first user.
Okay. So let's have a short grooming about, I started presenting that verification process to everyone, and Ashley approves it. Griff approves it, but I just want to make sure that we, have all aspects of this. We see all aspects of this issue, and have a short discussion with Matto for giving that services for that process. And the problem is that we are going to, make the projects traceable in Trace, and that it's just makes sense by getting the updates of details of the profile of a person and just approve it as a traceable project here. Create a campaign here, and this was my idea over here because we're working with the network. The person, the project manager, has to approve it by himself. And that request for making the project traceable. We provide a link for example, Ashley to send it to the manager, and he goes through this landing page, start to connecting his wallet, and after that we fetch the details of that profile. This is what I'm talking about, Mateo. This should be provided the wallet address, the name, location, all of the information that you have. We show it to a user. It's not editable. We just show it to the user, and the project manager just approve it and sign it. When it's signed, we create a profile and trace for him, or see if it's have a profile. We just confirm it, and after we just fetch the all of the information about the project here. We show it to the user. After user confirmed it, the process is finished. We just reached the conclusion with Ashley that puts his name, her name as a reviewer for each campaign, and that's it. We just want to API here. That's, I think, it's available at the back end of the IO. One is the detail of the project, and one is the detail of the profile. And Mato said that it has. If you want to have a discussion, these two there, for example, Mohammed and Mato.
Yeah, basically, you asked for me about a REST API, but the impact graph is actually a GraphQL node. So I don't know if you guys have a connector on the pairs to handle GraphQL requests or queries. So that would be the only problem that I can tell, because it's not actually your regular REST API URL. But that's it. The node is public. I can give you like every instance from development to stay into production, and you can fetch all the information that you want. And if you need any particular query, I don't think that you would, because we already have one through IDs and slugs, and I think that's enough. But in the case that you need something, you just tell me and we build the query on the impact graph. And if it's Mohammed, I can give you all the information. I don't just tell me who's gonna take the responsibility, and that's it.
Oh, thanks. I will get from you and ask you if anything extra I wanted.
Perfect.
Thank you. Is there? I just want to make sure that it's clear for all of the people, and so serious comments over here. Shall we go? We want to plan it for this sprint actually, and is it okay?
Yeah, I think it's okay to plan it for this sprint, and I think that this is a great method while we're in transition. I think that it's awesome that we're going to start having our dev calls be merged, because there's been a lot of project verification stuff where I'm bouncing back between IO and trace calls and like trying to make those connections. So this is going to be awesome. And I think that moving forward, we look at how somebody can create a profile for Giveth, and it just like covers both. When they create their profile, it just creates a profile on both platforms for them. And then we wouldn't have to go through this like confirming process in the future, and that would make it so that when projects get verified, they can automatically be put over onto Trace, and the user won't have to take any steps in the middle. But I think for right now, this is great.
Thank you. And so let's have a short discussion about the security that we did during last week. We invited Reza to our meetings. He just attended 2 meetings here with us, and started to have a stance review for all of the vulnerability that we have. And he had a meeting with Amin and Mohammed after that, and they reached a conclusion that it's the best solution that we might go forward for preventing DDoS attacks. Is just to having a limit rate on IP. And I just want to make sure that this issue is very clear for you both, Amin and Mohammed, because I want to put it in this current sprint. And but I'm not sure that which stance you're talking about for setting rate limits for all of the stances for all of the APIs, or just selecting, for example, just donations and making traces, or that. I think these 2 are the most important things, and I just want to have some estimations for you.
I think we should set rate limit for all post, delete, and patch methods, because they will change on our database. If someone requests a lot of requests to get request, it will not affect our DB, but the post will affect that. So we will set some rate limits and for estimation. What do you think, Amin, about estimation?
Sorry.
I think maybe.
Yeah. You have 2 parts. One is the Nginx will be configured, and there is some server side from Mohammed. It's just first step for not being attacked by some DDoS attack. It doesn't take long time. For example, maybe it's 10 story point at most at this step. But it should be tested because maybe it's it's a backend. At the front end, maybe we need some implementation to tell the user that, please try later. When there are lots of queries are sent from one user to the backend, we should have put some limit on it and make the user delayed if the number of requests went up. So yeah, we should just implement it in the develop and see what happens. And do not implement it for the trace yet. Maybe in the future we need to do some implementation in the front end to mitigate such throttling of the bandwidth.
Okay. Assuming that we have to configure Nginx and just all of the put, edit, and delete APIs on the backend, a rough estimate is about, more than, for example, 12 or 30 history points or.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe. Mohammed has something to say.
Sorry, I suggest we put the backend stuff in this sprint, but the Nginx stuff maybe we need Kai for that, and we can do it in the next sprint. It's my suggestion. Maybe Kai
I can do it. I think maybe Kai is not available for a long time.
Yeah, Kai. I really think we have to start thinking like Kai is a bonus and not something we can rely on. He just had a baby. He has 3 months off. So if you can ping him, but definitely he's not. I wouldn't expect him to do anything.
Okay. So we can do it. Yeah, I think your estimation was good, Monica.
Yeah, with or without Nginx?
No, with. What do you think?
With Nginx.
Yeah, with Nginx.
Great. So. And I just want to rough estimate about having that front end and 3 signs and just getting the information from impact graph. That verification process that I showed you, I just want to plan my sprint, and I just want to know roughly how much it takes first. It's more than 20 history points. Having 3 pages in front end, setting a directory for that.
Implementing design the backend. The backend should know that whether a user is not, whether the user has created the campaign before or not. And it's his first, maybe you have a project in Giveth.io, you want to create a traceable campaign. We should manage that it's like a one-time use link, one-time use service that users just should be able to create one campaign, not more. And we should think about other side effects, maybe. Matthew, does Giveth.io allow 2 campaigns, 2 projects have same title and name? Or every project should have different title?
Title. Yeah, but we have something that it adds like -1, -2, -3, so it's like a counter.
That's the Slack, you mean? It's for Slack, not the title. Yeah. Maybe we should use the same as Slack here, but it may again make some conflict. You have a project on Giveth.io. It has some title, some Slack. He wants to create a project in Giveth, a campaign in Giveth. The title would be the same. The Slack will be defined at our backend. So is it matter if these two slides be different? What do you think? The project in US.io and the campaign in US Trace have different slides. I guess it's not a problem. What do you think?
I think Ashley should comment on this.
I mean, technicality-wise, I'm not really sure how it all works on the back end and what kind of conflicts that would cause, but I don't see why having a different link to the Trace project compared to the Giveth.io project would be a problem. But like I said, I don't know the technicality parts.
I do believe that we can choose whatever. We can have different slots. I don't care, but we should have a table in the middle ground that serves like the connector between the two. So let's say this table has a foreign key from Trace and from IO, and whatever information that changes in both places remains the same connected through this foreign key. So after we do that, we just have to set a table, either if it's in Trace or the impact graph, it doesn't matter. But the one that says, okay, this project actually has this parallel on Trace and such. So
and about the uniqueness of title, what do you think? Should we have a unique title in US.io and title? I mean, in US Trace, we have implemented a feature to have unique Trace title in every campaign. So every Trace in another campaign should choose different title. I don't know whether we should follow the same policy about the campaign. What do you think, Lauren, Ashley, Griff? Griff is not here.
I think that's a very good for the users.
If the project matches the title of the campaign, that would be less confusing for everybody. So if it's possible to have the title of the campaign and the title of the project be the same, I think that would be the best way to go. That's my opinion.
Yeah. About can two project in US.io have the same title? Is it technically possible? But what do you think? Should we limit that for distinct title for every project? Unique title.
I think as of right now, projects can have the same name, but it just changes the slug so that the slug has a dash number on it. So as it stands, projects can have the same name on IO. So if we want them to transfer over consistently, then we would want to be able to have campaigns that have the same name.
I think
otherwise they wouldn't be able to transfer over.
Yeah, I think it's kind of confusing that we have multiple projects can have the same name on Giveth.io but have different slugs. I know it's the case, but I think it's confusing, and it would probably just be better if it was just unique names for projects. Every project, if the title's used, it's sorry, pick a different title.
Yeah. Yeah, it's technically it's not an easy task because user can put some extra space between, and user be deceived and does not notice that the title is different. For instance, if someone create a campaign, a project in US.io and a campaign in US Trace that says, help refugees of Syria, and another person puts some space on non-visible character between, we should find out, remove those characters, and say, okay, create a different title. So
you have to manage it manually. I mean, just forget about the that not all of the users can make campaigns in trace, so we can control it manually.
Sorry? You said what? You said manage it manually? You mean that for every project, someone check that manually to see whether there is any similar project?
No, I mean in trace, users cannot, make lots of campaigns. They have to have permission. But yeah, you're right. In Giveth.io, that they can create similar projects there. But in Trace, they cannot make simple campaigns similar to that verified one came from .io. So we can control it manually.
Oh. We have a module already in US Trace. Maybe it needs some amendment because we check the uniqueness. So we have the logic, we have the some ready components. Maybe we can use it and share it with US.io and use it the same for campaigns to force user to choose a unique title for his project. So if the titles in US.io are unique, the created campaign in US Trace will be unique too. What do you think? Forcing users in US.io to be unique, to choose unique name.
Seems like there's less confusion and less legwork in the back to create all these different slugs for things that are similar. So.
Even the title should be different because it's like cannot be shared. For instance, think about it. Someone has created a fake campaign, fake project, help refugees of Syria. Okay. Another one, create a real one, help refugees of Syria. And the slug of the second one has -2 at the end of the title. Yeah, in US.io. That the real one has -2 at the end of the slide. Create a campaign in US Trace. The second one is real one, and we verified it. The first one is some fake, for instance.
That's enough for user.
Well, I don't think that they would be able to create a fake campaign because in order to have a campaign at all, you have to be there.
Sorry?
Like they would have already gone through the verification process, and if it's a fake project or a fake campaign, we would be able to tell within the verification process, and they wouldn't be able to even create a fake campaign.
I mean that the fake one is the first one. The fake one is the first one. The real one is the second one, and the real IO has a -2 at the end of the title. It's a verified one, and the user tries to create a traceable campaign. And the slug of the traceable campaign doesn't have a -2 at the end of the title. At the end of the slide and the URL. So, we should, it would be better. It really would be better. So, if, and someone said like, okay, our trace is, we have a verified project in US.io and the title is that, it can be confusing if someone find two different project in US.io with the same title. For the security reason and user not be deceived, I suggest having different title. Maybe I have typed much.
Thank you. The time of the meeting is ended. But if you have time, I just want to take a look at the Giveth board. I don't know that you have time or not. Can we just extend 5 minutes? Sorry. Let's take a look at board. Sorry. Matto, is it updated right now?
No, let's do it. Anyway, as I mentioned, it's the same state as we left it last week, so we shouldn't take more time. Like, it's quite easy to check it out. I was working lastly on the details of traceable projects in IO, and the book that Mitch mentioned about the Reddit plugin. That was like the main. Everything that is in code review stage is already up, so testers can test.
So because we don't have time, I think we have to talk about it on Wednesday. What do you think?
Sorry, I didn't get that. What did you say?
I think we can just talk about it on Wednesday, because what Mateo was saying was that everything's up to date and we can, nothing has changed since the last time we talked about it.
Yeah, we just planned with Mitch that we plan it today and, have extra time on Wednesday for talk about another issues. But if we fail to plan it today, we have to, wait until Wednesday and see what will happen. But I'd love to put these 2 days together. The start of or sprint would be a start of the, the iOS sprint. But because we, run out of the time, I think we can start as soon as possible. Maybe, we start with Meto after this meeting, or tomorrow, just to finish it up and close the sprint, the coming sprint from Monday to another Monday after 2 weeks. What do you think, Meto?
So basically, we can change the tags from this sprint that is ending on Friday, because I am eager to finalize some of the stuff this week. So
no, it's okay. It's very okay that it's not finished. We just plan it. For example, review all of the issues, and I ask you how much it remained. How much time do you want for each issue, for example? And according to our resource, we can just close or plan for the 2 weeks. But I just want to insist on making these sprints together. If you want to start from Monday, let's start from Monday. And I don't want to have 2 different sprint schedule. It's very hard for me to manage.
When is the trace sprint ending this week?
I assume that we planned that, or the iOS sprint at the same time of the trace sprint just starts, from tomorrow. And if we can ended up planning today or the tomorrow morning, it will be very good for me. Shall we?
Yeah, for me, Nayo, I think it's better tomorrow, if you're okay with that.
Okay, I will get back to you then. Thank you, everybody, for your attendance. It's our first meeting. We just don't have enough time for both products, and sorry for their mismanagement scheduling. Thank you, and have a good day. I will talk with you until tomorrow for planning our sprint. And Lauren, if you have anything special for next sprint in IO, please let us know because we're gonna plan for tomorrow. And Ashley, if you have, and I reach out to Marco if he has something to add, we can plan it for tomorrow. Our sprint is, I think it's full right now because all of the issues that we have, we can bring it to current sprint for tomorrow. But if it's something very, critical, we can add it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Bye, guys.
Good night.